in this one. Lionel Messi would then double the lead in the game. It wasn't the only goal from him today either. He'd also make it a second goal for him, 3-0 after putting away the penalty. 2-0, 3-0 I should say, exactly right. Luis Suarez then with a wonder goal to make it 4-0 and round off that scoreline. What does it mean for Barcelona? Well, it means this: 36 games unbeaten in all competitions. It is quite a record. Still a number of European teams there ahead of them to catch, but still, this is a record that deserves an awful lot of admiration. Right then, what did we make of that one? 4-0 the final score, Barcelona beating Eibar. Guillem, you said earlier on that Mendilibar didn't want Barcelona to go away with a smile. Will they go away with a smile? It's not a bad win, is it?
Job done. And I know we're going to be seeing the goals and talk about Luis Suarez and Messi scoring again and all that, but you have to compliment absolutely the fact that Barcelona defensively are so strong. You know, in set pieces they're only considered once in the whole season, all competitions. They looked a little bit weak in the first few minutes in crosses, but after that they tidied it up, and they just, you know, you have to say Piqué is playing the best form of his career. Mascherano is the perfect centre-back for Barcelona, no matter what people say. Bravo is doing a great job. Rakitic, those movements, trying to cover the full-backs when they go forward. When Messi moves, he just covers as well. And Busquets. Those four are make Barcelona such a solid team that then they're always going to score. Makes them almost impossible to beat.
So it's the perfect result for Barcelona, extend their lead at the top of the table. What about for Eibar? Because it's an awful long time now since they've picked up any real points. How far away are they from being safe in this league?
Well, I think this is the fourth game consecutive no winning. We would think they play against Barca, they think they're not going to win. It's a possible game that they won't want to get points. So it's the next game we have to think on and focus and get back to the track of playing. If you see the performance today, they play well, especially the first half. Second half, I think, was more about Barca possession and controlling the game completely. But that if the attitude is the first half, this Eibar should be safe, for sure. I think they have to keep looking up more than looking down.
OK, let's take it back to the start of the game. Barcelona going ahead through a goal from Munir. It was his sixth league start. How good a showing was that from him today?
Well, he knows what his job is, to get away of the runs of Messi, number one. Number two, to open up the pitch and really to wait for the ball to come to him. Munir is somebody that there was very high hopes for, but this is the job that he does the best in the first team of Barcelona, to run into the space and wait for the ball from somebody, or as Gaita described it earlier, just get in the way, out of, get out, get away, for Messi to do his thing.
Would he be better off, though, in some ways, at a smaller side, perhaps, where he'd get more regular pitch action?
Well, that's the kind of decision that a young player have to make, whether it's to get more minutes away from Barcelona or stay in this team, accepting your role. You're going to play whenever the front three is not playing, and win a lot of trophies and titles. It's obviously a very personal decision. I think at a very young age, you have to focus more on playing. But I have to admit that it's very tempting to say not to stay in a club like this, winning all these trophies.
Absolutely. Let's look at 2-0. Lionel Messi with that goal. Eibar just could not afford to give him this much space, could they?
No, making this kind of mistake, obviously. Once it's 3v3 with those guys, Munir, who's always going to run away from the ball and trying to find space. Messi was going to try his thing, and Luis Suarez, look, he was on his own as well. It's almost impossible to stop this. But Messi did what he's been doing lately, drop deep and distributed passes. He fancied himself as a passer, but when he saw the opportunity, he went for goal. And you know what? The way he's scoring at the moment, he's actually scored more goals at this stage of the season than he did when he scored 91 in one full year. So we thought 91, that's it, isn't it? It's not ever going to happen again. But the stat says that if he continues like this, he will actually beat that record. Amazing.
It was interesting, coming into the game, you alluded to the fact that Lionel Messi will probably start out on the right and then drift into the centre and kind of create his own decisions in terms of the tactics. Is that what we saw again?
It's what's happening. It's in a way the perfect team. So the setup is by Luis Enrique. We want the fullbacks to go forward, or against Rayo, for instance, to stay deep because there was no need. We'll play long against Rayo, against Eiba, we'll control whatever. But then Messi comes onto the pitch and he says, OK, I'll start here, but then I'll go into the centre. And if he does that, then Luis Suarez has to go wide, or Neymar has to wait, or Munir has to wait left, and Rakitic will just cover the spaces, so will Busquets. Just go like that and adapt to whatever is required. Leadership on the bench, of course, from Luis Enrique, but certain leadership on the pitch and during the games from a very clever player, and that's what makes this Barcelona so difficult to predict and to stop.
And it was Messi who won the penalty as well to make it 3-0 ultimately. Did you think it was slightly harsh?
The penalty, I think it is, but again, it's the rule that doesn't help referees to make these decisions. It hits the hand. It happened in the first half